And then the Leopard Gnome. 1 mana for 2/1 Death Rattle. Death Rattle is when he dies. So when this card dies, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Kinda neat. We're about halfway through these booster packs. We're going to try to speed it up here. 4 mana for a 3/3 Divine Shield, remembering that Divine Shield negates the first damage that's dealt to it. Defender of Argus is a really good card. 4 mana for a 3/3 Battlecry. Give adjacent minions +1/+1 and taunt. That's pretty cool. Abusive Sergeant, we've already been through him. We got another gold card. Gold cards also have animations, which is pretty sweet. Explosive Trap. So it's kind of like one of those trap cards. Secret, when your hero is attacked, so then there's your conditional. Deal 2 damage to all enemies, so that's a pretty cool card. Inner Fire, change a minion's attack to be equal to its health, because as a priest, you're supposed to be able to get stuff to be super healthy, which would mean then that you could make it really big. Ancient Mage, Battle Cry, give adjacent minions spell damage +1, 4 mana for a 2/5. Earthshock's pretty cool. Silences basically removes all card text. So if I were to, for example, silence this young Dragonhawk, he would no longer have Wind Fury. So that would suck for me. But if I were to silence this Venture Co. Mercenary, this effect of your minions would cost 3 more, would no longer happen. So then my minions would go back to being a regular cost, which means that this dude is just a really cheap guy now. He's a really big, really cheap guy because he's silenced and his negative effect is no longer in play. And then we've already seen Inner Fire. And I think there was a guy that we talked about before that said can't attack, or we skipped over. You would silence him. That's how he works. You're supposed to silence him and then he gets crazy. Wind Fury Harpy we've seen. Unbound Elemental is a really cool combo card. 3 mana for a 2/4. Whenever you play a card with Overload, so remembering that Overload is that Shaman mechanic that kind of spaces out mana cost. Whenever you play something with Overload, gain +1/+1. So he gets really big if you're playing an Overload deck. He's quite a scary card if you build for him. Equality, Paladin only, change the health of all minions to 1. So all of his minions are now 1 health, but then all of your minions are 1 health. So it's kind of got its trade-offs. Noble Sacrifice is another trap. It's a secret, but it's a trap card. When an enemy attacks, summon a 2/1 defender as the new target. We've seen that. And then the Silver Moon Guardian, 4 mana for a 3/3 with Divine Shield, that double life mechanic. So let's bust these out. Holy Wrath has some interesting combos. I haven't seen, but I've heard of people. There's some cards out there that cost 20 mana. And so you Holy Wrath, draw a card, and deal damage equal to its cost. Boom! 20 damage dealt, coming at your face, son! It's crazy. Spellbreaker is a really good card. 4 mana for a 4/3 with the Battlecry, silence a minion. That's pretty nice. And then Battle Rage is a warrior card that just helps you cycle your deck. Because this game is so aggressive and it's so fast-paced, getting through your deck really, really quick is very powerful. So card draws are really strong. Oh hey, there's Lightning Bolt and Wrath side by side, so you can see what they do. Aldor Peacekeeper, Battlecry, change a minion's attack to 1. That's a pretty good card. Since Demon's pretty interesting, to see that lets you draw cards. There's a Wind Fury dude, Wrath, and Lightning Bolt with Steam. Kidnapper. I think this is a rare card. Yeah. I think we've seen all these. A lot of people are using Harvest Golems right now. 3 mana for a 2/3 Death Rattle. When he dies, he basically replaces himself. So if you kill him, you didn't really kill him. He just comes back to life. So that's pretty cool. Eye for an Eye is kind of neat as well. Whenever your hero takes damage, deal that much damage to the enemy hero. Manatide Totem, at the end of your turn, draw a card. So remember how we talked about card draw being really powerful. Another Cruel Taskmaster, that's pretty nice. Questing Adventurer is pretty cool. 3 mana for a 2/2, but whenever you play a card, doesn't have to be a spell, can be anything, gain +1/+1. So what you want to do with him is you want to get to turn maybe 6 or 7, where you've got a bunch of mana. So you play, let's say it's turn 7, you play him for 3, now you've got 4, and then ideally you have a bunch of like 1 mana and 2 mana spells, so then you play all those, and bam! Now he's like a 7/7 on the field. He can get crazy. And then if you keep playing, he just keeps growing. And your opponent's like, I just don't know what I'm gonna do about this questing adventure. Here's the last pack, so we're gonna take it slow on this one. Silvermoon Guardian, 4 mana for a 3/3 with Divine Shield. Stranglethorn Tiger is a 5 for 5, or a 5/5 for 5 with stealth. That's pretty nice. Gadget Zan Auctioneer is a 5 mana for a 4/4. We've seen him. Windfury Harpy we've seen. And did we get something cool? Farsight. Draw a card. That card costs 3 less. Alright, well there we go. There's all the booster packs. There's everything that we just unlocked. I'm going to delete my intro deck. So let's go through real quick, and I want to show you, this is the card, like the deck creation screen. So I would hit my collection, thank you. And then it opens this screen, and then I'd be able to come in here, select my class, then make a new deck. We can also come in here and see, we can see, oh, we got a bite, that's awesome. We got Explosive Trap, which is a rare, or a gold card. Then, the other thing that I wanted to show you is you can't put more than 3, okay, right here, Noble Sacrifice. You can't put more than, let's make it power. You can't put more than 2 of any cards in your deck. So you see how the deck limit, it says here, is 2. So why do we have 3 cards? Well, because we got one of them out of a booster pack. No, we don't want to auto-complete this. Yes, delete it. So now we need to come in here to crafting mode, and see now you have Enchanting Dust, and then you can automatically disenchant your extra cards. But before we do the disenchant your extra cards, let's take a look at Noble Sacrifice right here. So we have 3 of these. We can freely disenchant 1 because we can only put 2 in your deck. So now there's no point to have 3, and so now I just disenchanted it. I gained a little bit of Arcane Dust. Now let's say I wanted to make a Blessing of Wisdom. I can use my Arcane Dust to create the card. Now I don't want this, so I'm not going to do it. But then there's also an automatic feature that can come in here after you open a bunch of packs to disenchant these cards for you. So disenchant, yes please, thank you. And now I have 150 Arcane Dust, so I can craft whatever cards I want. From here, I'm going to finish clearing out all these notifications, maybe throw together a new deck, and then we'll do 1 player game before we head out for the day. Alright, so now we're sitting here, we're going to hit the play button to play against an opponent of equal skill. I'm going to use this in Taunter deck. This is the Nims Estel. Estel's a friend of mine. Taunter deck, it's kind of it's a pretty basic deck, and this is what I wanted to open with. So that way you guys, there's not a whole lot of complicated mechanics with it. It just kind of, you just play your cards. And so as kind of like an opening or an introductory game, to kind of take it easy on your brain, you're probably feeling a little overwhelmed right now. In order to prevent you from feeling crazy, we are going to play a nice, relatively easy deck. So now we're going second, so we get a second card, or a extra card. It's going to give you an advantage because you are going second. And so now I'm at the mulligan screen. Moonfire's an alright first draw, so is the Goldshire Footman. The Ironfur Grizzly will get us into the mid-game, but we don't want this Lord of the Arena. He's 6 mana, so we're basically going to sit on him for 6 turns, and we don't want to have to do that. So there we go, we got another Ironfur Grizzly, that's not too bad. And then because we do go second, we also get a coin as well. This coin gives you +1 mana for this turn only. That's to kind of help you come back. So if he plays something on his opening turn that's pretty powerful, theoretically, you can play something just a hair more powerful. We're going to open with the Goldshire Footman, and we are playing against a player here. You can see his name is Good Times up in the corner. We're going to have good times with your corpse once we beat you, Sakura, coming at your face. Played a Novice Engineer to draw a card. That's a pretty standard move. Everybody runs Novice Engineers. Everybody. And the mothers. So we're pretty safe. He can't attack us. Mages don't have any real buff cards. We could coin here to play an Iron for Grizzly on turn 2. And then on turn 3, we can play our second Iron for Grizzly. And then that would leave us with an opening. Or what we could do is we could hero power to shapeshift, which is what I think the correct play is. Deal 1 damage with our hero, because our hero power says gain +1 attack and +1 armor, so we didn't take any damage because our armor absorbed it, and then we just killed it. Now what's probably going to happen is his hero power says deal 1 damage, and so he'll probably just use his hero power to snipe our Goldshire Footman. Yeah, exactly what I expected. That's fine. And now we can Iron for a Grizzly. Yeah. Maybe the appropriate play there wouldn't have been to use our Goldshire Footman to finish off the Novice Engineer. Maybe it would have been to use the Moonfire in addition to our Shapeshift, and then we'd still have our Goldshire Footman on the board. But then he would have likely played another card out of his hand, which would...
What to do?
We'll just have to see. I'm not saying what we did was wrong, but I'm not saying that what we did was always right either. Causing him to give up a turn to kill nothing was pretty pointless, was pretty pointless for him. But then again, he was able to kill one of our creatures, a poor Goldshire Footman. Oh no, the first casualty. Ah, he just hero powered our face. What a jerkhead. What we could do here, and what I think is the correct play, is the Ogre Magi now, which will give us spell damage +1. And now our Moonfire is going to be doing 2 damage, which means that we can 2 damage this creature. So that was pretty cool. I really like that. And now we can use our bear to hit him in the face. And he said, whoops. So you get a bunch of like pre-built-in things. We'll say greetings. My greetings, friend. I will kill you. There's a whole bunch of like little side destructible things here that you can click. I'm always curious to try to find them all. You can mess with the watermill. You can destroy the flowers on the bush. The gong. Alright, that's a pretty cool card. So we'll see what he does here. That's pretty good. Is that a polymorph? No, that's a frostbolt. Ice Lance. Okay, so he's just trying to rush up this the mana worm there. Interesting, interesting. Well, we've got some interesting things that we can do here. We could Iron for Grizzly, hero power, but I don't think that's the correct play because we're not going to be able to kill either one of these. What? We could just drop a Booty Bay Bodyguard, which would be cool. We got to be careful of mages because they have Flame Strike. We could Sen'jin Shieldmaster, coin, and then use our Mark of the Wild, which gives a minion +2/+2 and taunt. So many options, so many options. What to do? Well, we're definitely going to have to trade our bear against one of those dudes. That's a for sure. And then I think the other thing that we want to do is to play this Booty Bay Bodyguard.
Get behind me.
And then we'll end the turn. So this mana worm is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which is more and more terrifying. Fireball, alright. Deal 6 damage, so he just took out our Booty Bay Bodyguard. Poor dude. You'll be missed, my friend. He can't get past us, he can't hurt us directly, not unless he does something about this Grizzly, because we had 2 Taunters on the field. He took out one of them, but now he has to take out the other. He's probably debating what he wants to hero power right now. Does he want to hero power the Ogre Magi again? Our beautiful 2-headed friend. Does he want to hero power the Iron for Grizzly? He doesn't know. Just make up your mind, brah. It's not that hard. Just there you go. There you go. That was actually really good for us. Oh, What's he got for 0 mana? Or is he just trying to decide what he wants to do with his creatures? Oh, wrong move, my friend. Wrong move. Well, let's see. We got a claw. We could use that this turn, but I don't think that's the correct thing to do. What we're going to do is we have this deck is built around taunts, so it's a relatively safe deck. So we're going to trade our Ogre Magi here to get rid of his taunter. So now we can attack wherever we want. Well, he wants this Mana Worm to stay on the field because it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, we don't want that, so we'll trade. Goodbye, Grizzly Bear. Goodbye, Smokey the Bear. You did us well, my friend. And see, we traded something that was relatively low value against something of his that was pretty high value. So then we've got to be careful. He probably is going to Flame Strike soon because they do that. Because mages are jerk faces like that. And so we want to get this 3/5 onto the field so that way he can survive through the Flame Strike. So if a Flame Strike happens, because they can happen on turn 7 because they cost 7 mana, if he Flame Strikes, it does 4 damage, and then our Shield Master will live through it. Harvesting me crops, matey. Frostbolt, 3 damage, so that means he doesn't have a Flame Strike. Well, he might have a Flame Strike, but not this turn. Alright. Let's get more stuff out on the board. Cool, we got into the Shield Master. What to do, what to do. I'm assuming that he doesn't have a Flame Strike now if he's trying to ping down our dude. I'm scared. I don't know what we have. We have a definite advantage here because we've got. I think that's right for the same reason. For the same reason as before. So then we can hero power, gain 1 attack. So then we're gonna trade here, and then we'll do 1 damage there, and then we can end our turn. And now next turn, we can hero power again to deal 1 more damage, kill it, and then we can attack his player's health directly for a total of 7 damage next turn. Provided that he doesn't do... Oh, here comes the Pyroblast! Boom! Not as effective. Because we hero powered... What did we do? Twice? Gained armor, which is basically additional health. So we have a pretty good play in front of us here.
For the wild.
Deal 1 damage. Then we can drop this Druid of the Claw. Now we have a couple of options with it. Do we want to give it charge, which means that it can attack right away, or bear form plus 2 health and taunt. So we're going to give it charge, and then we're going to go all out and smack him in the face. Yeah. And now we've got a pretty definite advantage, like as if we didn't already. Arcane Intellect, he's going to draw 2 cards. Let's hope he does not get the Flame Strike. Arcane Intellect to draw 2 more cards. Well, even if he gets the Flame Strike, it doesn't matter because he can't spend it this turn. And right now, let's hope he doesn't have a Taunter. We should start doing math. Deal 3 damage to random enemies. We lived, except we didn't because he's just going to hero power to kill the 4/1. He should. If he doesn't do it, he's making a mistake. He got it. He got it. Alright. For shame, sir. For shame. Let's see how much damage we've got this turn. So we can do 3, 4, 5, and then with Claw, 6, 7, and then with Mark of the Wild, 8, 9. So we could do 9 damage. That's not enough to kill him. So we gotta keep playing just a normal, standard game. So we can Lord of the Arena here.
The gates are open.
And then I want to give this dude +2/+2 because again I'm really scared of that incoming Flame Strike. And then we'll go ahead and coin to power up. and hit him for one more. Because we made it all this way with the coin, we might as well use it. So now, right now, we're hoping that he doesn't have a Flame Strike, because if he has a Flame Strike, he's going to do 4 damage to everything on the board, which will leave our Druid of the Claw alive with 2, and our Lord of the Arena alive with 1. Blizzard, ooh, you do damage to all enemies and freeze them. And he also used a secret, so we got to figure out what that is. So mages have a few secrets. How you test for secrets is you check what they do and how they work. So let's go ahead and first see if it's Mirror Entity, which basically copies my creature. It is not Mirror Entity. What could it be then? We're going to save those just in case he has some sort of extra effect. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to Claw and Hero Power. Not because we need the extra damage, but just for the extra armor. Kill that because we don't want him doing something crazy with it. And then we're going to end our turn because we can't attack because they're frozen. So he basically bought himself a turn. What could that be? It's not Mirror Entity. It could be Ice Block, which saves him from lethal damage. It could be Ice Barrier, which gives him a ton of armor.
I hope you like
It could be Counterspell, which counterspells the next spell your enemy plays. Which it's not that. Oh! Did he just Pyroblast? Oh, snap. It hurts. So let's see if it's Return a Creature to Hand. Nope. Is it Prevent Lethal Damage? Yes, it was Prevent Lethal Damage. So we can't do anything about that. He bought himself one more turn. And let's go ahead and drop a second Lord of the Arena. And then Hero Power. We're still hanging on to these because we'll play those if he manages to clear our board somehow. This guy's just hanging on by a thread here, man. Just hanging on by a thread. Oh my gosh. Uh-oh, he's got extra spell damage. That's a pretty nice card. And Golden Azure Drake. Pretty beautiful.
Well played.
And that should be the end of his turn. He doesn't have 3 mana, is not enough to take us down from 10 health. As soon as he hits the end turn button, we win. Great job, my friends. We have won. I hope you enjoyed Hearthstone. Please let me know how much... Oh, he conceded. He didn't let us have the victory. What a jerk. Good times. It was actually great times. Thanks for playing, buddy. Please let me know how much you like this show, how much you like Hearthstone. By dropping likes, favorites, shares. Let me know how much, because I want to be able to play more games than just Minecraft on this channel. So drop likes, and drop them favorites, and drop them shares. And I will see you in the game. Farewell, my friend.